All right, so how many of you here you use Ozone? We talked about that. Anybody here using Ozone in their practice? So John's using it. So Blake has over 27 years of experience in the ozone field, running his own medical spas, manufacturing devices, he'll talk to you about his ozone purity drops. He's completed over 2,000 ozone saunas and 700 direct IVs. He founded and opened over 50 clinics across the U.S. He's the creator of the Alpha X and Beta X cold plasma ozone generator, which he created also for offices. 15 years in hematology and live blood analysis using dark field microscope. One of the things he talks about is you get clumpy blood and it activates the cells. It's really astounding. And trained under Dr. Magdi Salama and Dr. Daley Caldwell at Las Colinas Medical Centers, and 10 years experience in fitness and amateur bodybuilding. He has helped thousands of people restore health and vitality, expert in toxicity, infection, and autoimmune disorders, and MRSA, staph, sepsis, cancer, deep expertise in the bioterrain of blood to assess cellular toxicity, and specializes in restoring cellular voltage. The use of the dark field microscope to confirm real-time improvements in the blood, and the ozone steam sauna cornerstone therapy for detoxification and regeneration. And finally, he's a visionary and educator in this space. He has a platform. He educates people regularly. We actually have one in our clinic in North Miami Beach. We have ozone therapy. I've done the saunas with him. I've done the IVs. And just so you know about me, everything we're talking about, I use on a regular basis as a patient advocate biohacker. I start my mornings with the hydrogen, with PMF, with the sauna. So, I mean, I kind of use this, and again, everything you see here is all real time. Creator of the revolutionary ozone system for clinics and home, and is devoted to helping humanity breathe life back into their body, guiding a global mission to help make medical sovereignty and true healing accessible to all. And you know, Blake and I, if he's had people that we've met that they've gotten, he'll tell you, tumors have gone out because of the ozone and using it. So really amazing stuff. Let's give it up for Blake Miller, founder of Ozone Purity. The floor is yours, sir.
Well, guys, thank you very much.
Do you have your PowerPoint all set up?
We need the PowerPoint. Mr. Rubinoff.
I'll get to take it for you. You get up there and I'll take care of the back office stuff.
All right. Yeah, guys, my name is Blake Miller. I've pretty much dedicated my entire life to using ozone therapy. I've been using it now for over 28 years. It all started back in 1997. I was in a town called Denton, Texas, and I began helping people with an ozone steam sauna. And my second customer ever, her name was Donna Jensen. She had a golf ball-sized tumor on her pituitary gland that was inoperable, and they gave her about 6 weeks to live. But through ozone steam sauna and ear insufflation, we were able to get rid of the tumor completely in just 7 weeks. And it would leak out of her nose and ears and her pillow at night. And guys, I've been doing this ever since, and that was over 27 years ago. So we're just going to dive right into this and show you guys what I got. Oh, how do I change the?
I'll give me a second.
Okay. But ozone is wonderful what it does for the human body. Jeff asked me to kind of tailor this presentation around metabolic rate, how it improves our metabolism. So that'll be pretty much the first part of it. Right. Which one? This one?
Big one.
The big one. Sweet. All right, we'll get past my intro here. Oh, let me go back. This is a quick definition of ozone. Ozone is a negatively charged gas composed of 3 oxygen atoms. It occurs both in the Earth's upper atmosphere and also at ground level. In the stratosphere, ozone forms a protective layer that shields us from the UV radiation, but it also cleanses the air we breathe. We never really hear that part about ozone, but it's actually the purifier of this world. It cleans all the air, and without it, we'd have a polluted ball for a planet in about a week. Ozone can be made naturally. Our Alpha X ozone generators can create ozone at home by passing O2 through a cold plasma technology that was gifted to us by Tesla. I think I heard his name earlier. You guys were talking about him back in the 1900s. This process mimics the way lightning will break oxygen into ozone. We have 3 oxygen atoms will combine temporarily into O3. And this is why I feel, guys, ozone is so important, because we have gotten so toxic. We have gotten so viral infested with heavy metals, yeast, fungus, parasites. And ozone is the solution for all that. It will remove every bit of contamination from our body. We're all trying to regenerate with all these fancy devices, but we have to address the issue, and that's we've gotten very, very toxic. And that's what's breaking us down. It's not because we're missing the biohacking device. And guys, I will not, and this is basically just saying that we always think that the time is aging us, but through my experience of the 20 years of using ozone, it's the toxicity levels which are aging us. If we look at a heroin addict or an alcoholic, see how fast they're aging, it's the toxicity levels that's ramping this up, not time or age. And so we'll get right into the metabolic part of this. This is the cellular energy production. Ozone stimulates mitochondrial activity by increasing ATP production and enhances the Krebs cycle efficiently, leading to a greater output at the cellular level. It upregulates cytokine oxidase, a key enzyme for cellular respiration. Oxygen utilization increases oxygen utilization coefficient, improves oxygen delivery to all the tissues via 2,3-DPG. That's the molecule that basically will allow the red blood cells to emit a lot of oxygen when they're saturated, and enhances overall tissue oxygenation, directly fueling anaerobic metabolism. This will give you a very high metabolism, guys. I can definitely vouch for that. It'll turn you into a fat burning machine. Antioxidant and enzyme activation triggers upregulation of endogenous antioxidant enzymes, superoxide dismutase, catalase, glutathione peroxidase, and so on and so forth. Reduces oxidative stress, which other impairs metabolic efficiency, and activates NRF2 pathway, supporting metabolic resilience. Hormone and endocrine effects may support thyroid function optimization, but this will also include all glandular, whether it be the thyroid, the testes, or any part of the glandular system. Improves insulin sensitivity, and supports adrenal function by improving stress-related metabolic dysregulation. Circulation and nutritional delivery is going to improve the microcirculation. We see this with my dark field microscope work, enhancing metabolic substrates so the targets reach their tissues. Reduces blood viscosity, enhancing nutrition and oxygen transport, and supports lymphatic flow, aiding in metabolic waste removal. And this is how it breaks down the fat, promotes lipolysis, enhances beta oxidation of oxidative fats in the mitochondria. That's where the mitochondria itself will start to burn the fat for fuel, and then may support healthy weight management by improving fat burning efficiency. And finally, inflammation reduction. Chronic inflammation suppresses metabolic rate. Ozone helps modulate inflammatory cytokines, reduces symptomatic inflammation, and allowing metabolic processes to operate optimally. It also supports detoxification support, enhances liver function, a central metabolic activity, and supports clearing of metabolic toxins that can slow cellular energy production. Guys, so this is our home unit. This is the Alpha X. These are all our units are all American made. They're all lifetime warranty. They're a true cold plasma technique. I'm going to break that down here in just a little bit. Tesla is the way that he's the one who came up with the cold plasma technique. Most of the machines out there we're getting are either being re-engineered from China, or they're using the corona discharge technique. Corona discharge creates a lot of what they call a byproduct, basically dirty ozone. It creates NOx and also toxic vapors. Where the cold plasma is basically a super high voltage but very low current, and it creates basically a static electrostatic plasma field, and that's what we use to activate the ozone. Why we use plasma is it runs cold, and we can run this all day long. Our machines can run literally every day for 45 days in a row, and they won't burn out on you. Where the corona discharge machines typically have about an hour runtime before they get hot, and they'll turn off on you. This is one of our hard shells. These are great for med spas. Guys, I love the sauna just because this is going to be a technique that will purify the blood and the lymphatic system, which is a big benefit over IV. IV just addresses the blood, but when we go transdermal with a sauna, this seems to be much more powerful for just overall detoxification and also raising the metabolism. And also too, this is your go-to for more serious cases like, for example, cancer. They will respond a little bit better to the saunas versus the IV method. And this is our clinical generator. Both our machines, they produce about 130 micrograms of ozone. This is also, again, a lifetime warranty, American made. And this will also feature a microgram dial, so you can adjust your output to whatever you want to put it on. It's got a foot pedal for sterile optimization. So if you're in an operating setting and you're steriled up with gloves and you need to operate your machine, you can simply push the output with a foot pedal, so you have to touch the machine at all and still stay sterile. And we've got a separate port just for the syringe if you want to do the direct IV method with this technique. We have this whole package. It's a very low price point, guys. The whole thing just goes for $12,600. That's the cylinder, your Alpha X Pro generator, the syringe pump, and the saline drip system. This is one of my favorite ways to administer the ozone. This is the direct IV technique, and we actually will include the syringe pump with this method. This is one of our go-tos just because it's very powerful. It only takes 15 minutes to administer. It's going to cost the practitioner about 37 cents to administer. And the price point is roughly about $400 to $500 per treatment. And you can get 3 treatments easy per hour with just one device. This is the saline drip system. Not one of my personal favorite ways to do the ozone IV, but this will allow you to saturate saline and then drip that into the patient after about 15 minutes of saturation time. And of course, these are our portable saunas. These are great if you're doing it on the go, if you want to travel, or if you want one of our home systems at a much lower price point, we'll always push them towards the sauna tents because they're just as effective and they will save them quite a bit of money as well versus one of the hard shells. Guys, these are some 10 ways to use ozone. Most practitioners are not even aware of these methods. They just really know of the IV ways, but these are some of the other ways you can use the machine as well. So this is something we also create in my place. We do our own ozonated olive oil. We'll bubble ozone into olive oil for about 45 days till it's totally saturated. We sell this in a jar. This is for topical, cysts, tumors, warts, anything on the skin. And this is also our mag ozone. So this is basically ozone in a powder form bonded to magnesium in a capsule. Very, very good product. One of my personal favorites is to make the ozone water. This is where we'll just simply infuse ozone gas into water for about 15 minutes and then consume this. You can drink this, you can wash your produce with this water. It'll kill all the E. coli and salmonella off a steak in just 3 minutes. You can do a lot of amazing things just with the water. We've actually used it as an eye flush, get rid of pink eye, cataracts, and glaucoma just with the ozone water in the eye. Ozone oil pulling. This is also great for the water. Just use your ozone water in the water pick system. Or if you want to do oil pulling, you can just simply bubble the ozone into oil for several hours, and it works great for any kind of dental issue. Ear insufflation. Another one of my personal favorites would be simply run the gas into the ear. This is going to be your go-to for brain tumors, cysts, sinus infections, allergies, anything going on in the head. If you've got patients with dementia, Alzheimer's, this is a great way to improve that dramatically, just going into the ears with ozone. Vaginal rectal insufflation. Rectal sounds kind of weird, guys. One of my personal favorites. I actually did it today before I came up here. This will give you a massive amount of energy. It takes 4 minutes. You just put it up there and jam about 500 cc's of ozone in the colon, and it's the next best in line from the IV. If you don't hit the vein with the needle, do the rectal. It sounds kind of weird, I know, but it will give you a massive amount of energy, and the mental clarity is ridiculous. And it goes right to the liver as well when you go to the colon. Women, going vaginal with it is a great go-to for cervical ovarian cancer, cervical ovarian cysts. If you've got fertility issues, if you've got a problem with UTI, yeast infection, great way to address all of those with vaginal insufflation. We also have these as well. These are the ozone infused suppositories. Basically, the ozone oil into a suppository style shape, and those are for vaginal or rectal. And this is for your COPD, asthma, bronchitis, and emphysema, or any respiratory issue. We just simply will bubble ozone into oil for about 5 minutes, and then we'll inhale that with a nose hose, just really gently, at about 1/16 flow rate. The best time to do this is either after an ozone IV or after this sauna. And this is your go-to for any lung condition, and it works really, really well. One of my personal all-time favorites is the ozone steam sauna. Guys, this is the premier way to pull all of the waste out of your body completely. I don't care what it is. If it's a virus, if it's a yeast, parasite, mold, you can sweat all that junk out of you. don't know if you guys are familiar with Dr. Dr. Brian Artis and Dr. Edward Group, but these are two guys who actually did tests on sweat and proved you actually can sweat out the nanotech and the graphene oxide and all types of other waste, and they actually found that one regular traditional steam sauna session will pull out more heavy metals than a month of traditional EDTA, chelation, and supplements. Just one sauna session. Combine that with ozone, and it's even more profound. People will actually have black leak out of their pores and end up on the towel that they're sitting on when they do the ozone steam sauna. And we all have it. The black will come out of you for about 150 sessions. You'll find out real quick why we're getting disease. We've gotten very, very toxic. Saline drip, not one of my personal favorites, but this is a great way to do ozone intravenously where you don't have to mess with blood. We don't have to pull any blood out. We don't have to use heparin. We just simply saturate the saline with the ozone for about 15 minutes and just simply drip that back into the patient. And this technique was founded with, I think the Russians were really big on this one. Not my personal favorite, still works very effectively, but it's still a lot easier to do than messing with autohemotherapy or EBU. My personal favorite IV is the direct IV gas push. And this happens to be my daughter's arm that we're looking at right here. And we provide these. This is the mechanism that will allow you to do this procedure perfectly safe, and that is the syringe pump. Most doctors don't know about the syringe pump, but we create this with a proper motor speed to where it's a 3 RPM motor, so it'll push the 60 ml syringe in about 12 minutes at the perfect flow rate. Perfectly safe, 5 cc's a minute is the flow rate. And this works wonders, guys. We've gotten rid of COVID in one session with this. We've beaten walking pneumonia in one session. Go ahead, sir.
How many ml?
60.
60.
60, And you can do up to 120. Sometimes I'll do 120 with it. I'll just fill up another one and reconnect it. The only catch with the direct IV, you do get a little bit of vein hardening sometimes. So you don't want to be hitting the same vein all the time. You want to give it some breaks. But it's so powerful. This is something you would need to do, but it's maybe once a week or just for a few weeks. Very, very powerful technique. And all we use on this technique is just simply, the only consumable is just this little butterfly here. That's the only part that's the cost. The syringe is reusable, and obviously the pump's reusable. So this is, in terms of ROI, this is the highest, most profitable treatment we can do with ozone, because it's about $400 to $500 a treatment, and it's going to cost you about 37 cents, and you can get almost 4 of these in 1 hour with one pump. So you can do the math on that.
What do you use it primarily for?
Everything. Anything. Immune system issues, infections. If you've got plaque in the heart, plaque in the veins, it root-roots all that plaque out. We use it for pretty much any kind of condition out there.
Okay.
Yeah, but I still like the rectal better, because rectal you can go almost every day with it. Yeah. This is like more like a once a week kind of a thing.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And is it over 2-3 months, or how this?
In terms of like the frequency, I don't know. You can do it once a week for about a month. And then you might take a little break off, you know what I'm saying? But we always like to mix and match other applications with just the IV. In other words, we always like to have the patient drink ozone water when they do the IV. It makes the blood viscosity improve dramatically. And one of the things in my practices, I've been doing live hematology with a dark field scope, and everybody has, and I mean everybody has, very thick, clumpy, sludgy, toxic blood. Why is it like that? Coffee, where's Ruben off at with that espresso? Coffee, it's the water with no minerals in it, alcohol at night, all these begin to leach the electrolytes from the blood, and it's going to cause your blood to clot severely. That's when we get the headaches and the fatigue and the degeneration. But when you give someone an IV with this blood in this state, the absorption is tremendously compromised. Not to mention the blood can't go through a capillary either. We want to maximize macrocirculation, and you can open that up by just an ozone water. The ozone water with salt will basically bust up all the clots completely.
Can this help with the inflammation levels within your GI tract? Like
oh, totally, brother.
Like colon especially?
100%, but I would go rectal for that. Might be more of a direct application on that situation. But if you can't go rectal, I would do IV and then make them a water, because that's going to coat the GI tract as well.
Okay.
Your public website has all these explanations, right?
What's that?
Your public website has all these explanations.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. My site?
The public website for this.
Ozonepurity.com is my site. Yeah, I'll give you a card.
Blake,
Yes.
do you have a picture of the cells?
I think I do on here somewhere.
That's me, right?
Yeah, this is a young kid I worked on. He's got eczema psoriasis. One session, got rid of all that red in his arm, by the way.
Do you have protocols that you can share?
That's what. Yes, I do. That's what separates us from the rest of the Ozone people. We have all the protocols and we share them.
Okay.
That's fine, right?
Yes, that's me. Yeah, so if you've got congestive heart failure, diabetes, fibromyalgia, vaccination removal, cancer, we've got the roadmaps for all of it.
So that would be in the consultation portion.
I can't teach all that in one consultation.
No.
But
You know what I'm saying.
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So here's this, where are we at here, where are we at? This is just talking about the EBU. Let me go back a couple of slides here. Oh, this is the advantages of the direct IV. Delivers a higher concentration of ozone gas directly into the bloodstream, allowing for rapid, systematic distribution of ozone without dilution or loss of tubing. Because the gas is directly right into the vein, it's safely administered with a syringe pump. Let's see. Go through these. I think I've got one more. And this is the king, guys, of the direct IV, Dr. Howard Robbins. He does over 80 of these a day at his practice in New York. He's been using ozone over 40 years. He's definitely one of the OGs of ozone right now.
250.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the premier ways to do it. I'm not a big fan, guys, of the autohemotherapy, just because of the heparin you have to use, and you've got to pull blood out, and it's really not the most effective ever. Here's testimony time. So guys, here's some results of some of my work. This is Brian. Brian had a massive tumor in his neck from tobacco use. And you asked for protocols, sir. Here's the protocols we used for him on the bottom. So ozone water daily. We would ozone cup his neck with a funnel, running ozone right into the tumor itself. We would use the ozone oil daily, and then 3 saunas a week. I worked with this. This is the lady I mentioned earlier, Donna Jensen. This is her son, Chad. Donna's the one that had the brain tumor. She had a golf ball-sized tumor in her pituitary gland, and I think I mentioned it earlier. But yeah, this is amazing testimony, guys. I really didn't know what I was doing back then. I was only 24 years old when I helped this woman. I just got my machine maybe a month or 2 prior to meeting with her. I just went with what my mentors told me. But it worked tremendously. Since then, our cancer success rate's over about 80 to 85%. We also are 100% infection, 100% successful with all of our gangrene cases and MRSA cases and septic cases. So this is a gangrene foot. He was also faced with an amputation. This is coming from alcoholism and diabetic neuropathy. And ozone is a powerful disinfector, but it's also a powerful regenerator. You can see this foot. We actually were able to grow back some of the toes, or a little bit. I mean, not all the way, but it did grow back some. And this is very easy to treat, guys. All we did was put his foot into a bag and blew ozone into the bag, called limb bagging, every day. It was simple. We also did some internal treatments as well to hit the bloodstream. When they have these infections for this long, they've got a lot of the infection in the bloodstream as well, not just in the external area. So we want to always hit an IV. But his name was Lee, and Lee actually helped me move all my stuff from Texas to Florida. He was one of my buddies in Texas. But we did limb bagging, we did ozone oil topically, he did the ozone water, 2 gallons a day, and I believe we did some saunas on him as well. If we do ozone sauna, we would funnel cup the inner thigh, saturating this leg, saturating this foot first, so we're gonna catch that bloodstream right along the inner thigh there. This is a woman named Barbara. She had, elderly people can sometimes tear the skin on their arms. She was able to heal this in just 9 days with ozone. She's 87 years old. Another powerful regeneration case. And Mr. John, you mentioned the blood earlier. Here we go. So guys, this is what I was mentioning earlier, the blood. This is what I see constantly, is this thick, clumpy, sludgy blood. I guarantee you, I'm not trying to be rude, but most of your blood out here, if I look at your blood, y'all will probably be like this as well. About 95% of the people I scope, they have this blood right here. That's why all of us need coffee. We're so tired.
So, if you remember, I started, a month ago?
Yes.
This is, by the way, with Top Doctor Magazine, we have 200 nutraceuticals in there, whatever you want to call this product. It's the only one I take every day, with one with Baja Gold salt, and then Element. Element's my biggest sponsor, and I don't like just drinking salt water, and that's what it tastes like. So I put Element in with the Baja Gold and this, I showed this to the doctors from Cleveland Clinic, and they said, I wish I would have thought of this, because they couldn't believe there's a product out here like this. 4 cardiologists from Cleveland Clinic, and they said it makes perfectly good sense. It works.
Yeah, so what's causing this is a loss of cellular voltage. When the blood basically goes from an alkaline high voltage state to more of an acidic low voltage state, we lose the force field of the red blood cell, and they begin to sticky and clump, and they no longer can breathe and respirate themselves, nor can they circulate. This is where we see the microcirculation compromise, because capillaries are only 1 cell in width. So this ain't fitting. This is where we see the neuropathies, the cold hands, cold feet, the headaches, fatigue, can't seem to heal up. It's because the blood's too clotted to fit through there. This gentleman is named is Bernard Jennings, a good friend of Mr. Eric Stoller's here and John, but he had his A1C drop from 12 to 6 with just our oxygen drops, not even using ozone. And that's the product that John's mentioning back there as well. And that product is also available for wholesale and private label with you guys if y'all sell products. One of my videos, this all good.
Sorry guys.
You're fine. So let's get into the numbers, guys. ROI potential with 2 systems. So we always recommend starting with 2 systems, just because 1 system you can't really get a lot of volume with one system per hour. So we'll just start with the direct IV first. Price per treatment, so $400 to $500 per treatment for the direct IV. Procedure time 15 minutes. Saline drip 250 to 350, which you'll get retail, and then procedure time is about an hour. And then the sauna sessions, people are getting usually 100 to 150 a treatment on the saunas, and these are also about an hour when you consider the prep time of the machine as well. Okay, so let's get into run through some examples here. So RO sample compilation, 2 saline drips, 2 direct IVs, and 2 saunas per hour can generate over $2,700 in just 1 hour. Okay, these are the numbers on it. 4 direct IVs per hour, 2 saline drips per hour, 2 saunas, and this is running on a 6-hour day on a 5-day week, not even really a full schedule. But the numbers, guys, is really, the potential is ridiculous when you start crunching this up. When you compare this, it's just a $25,000 investment. And all my equipment's all lifetime warranty, and there's really no upkeep to really do on them, except just providing oxygen in the cylinder. There's no parts to replace on the generators. They're made in America. We use the same technique that Tesla did. All you gotta have is this oxygen in the cylinder. You can make all the ozone you want. So, and guys, this is the ozone drops that we mentioned earlier. This one is also available for wholesale and private label. Here are the numbers on it. And every 25,000 bottles you sell makes you about 1.5 million in profit. And let me back up. So what this formula is, guys, this is sodium chlorite blended with dissolved oxygen. If you're familiar with sodium chlorite, that's the main ingredient in chlorine dioxide or the Miracle Mineral Supplement. You guys ever heard of that? But we take the sodium chlorite before we activate it and just mix that with dissolved oxygen. So we use your stomach acid to activate the sodium chlorite. So it's just going to flood you with a massive amount of oxygen and chloride molecules. And it's not actually ozone, it is oxygen, but it's been stabilized. The benefit of this is when you drop this in the water, it'll keep the water permanently oxygenated. It will never go away. Ozone will be gone in about 45 minutes. But this is not as potent as the water made from the machine, but this is the next best in line. And if you guys need something for parasites, fungus, yeast, mold, bacteria, all the microorganisms, this is probably the best formula I've ever found. It's a spearmint peppermint black seed fern blend. We have a very famous doctor, Dr. Brian Artis. He actually resells this for us. He calls it biodefense, and he gets that from us. But this is great to take with the blue bottle, especially if they don't have access to the equipment. And guys, that's all I got. Yeah, this is my school, school.com/ozone for life. And tomorrow I'll have a unit up here. So actually you can see one live, and if you guys want to do some IVs, do some ear, mix some water, I'll have one, bring it up here tomorrow so you guys can have some fun with that. So, thank you guys. Any questions while I'm up here? No? All right.